Hey guys, it's M Beans and welcome to my channel or welcome back. Today we are going to discuss some Fae Farm tips to know before you play, or if you're at the beginning and you want some tips so that you don't waste your time like I did. The game comes out tomorrow officially, but some of us have gotten the key early from Key Mailer. So I was lucky enough to get that. So here are the tips that I think would be most helpful for you. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and let's get started. Also, I want to say I will try not to put spoilers in this. So there will definitely not be major spoilers in this video. Number one, and the most important, is your name in the game. If you are playing on Steam and you don't decide at the beginning of the game to play multiplayer, it will automatically take your Steam username as your display name in the game, and you can't change it. So a lot of us were like, what the heck, when we first started. But if you do make a Phoenix Labs account, which is the only way to play online multiplayer, it will prompt you to choose a name, and that's going to be your name in the game. I have seen people say that they created a second player and a third player in the game, and they also had the same name because it was the same account. So I'm not sure what they're going to do about that, if it's going to change or not. By release, I doubt it. Number two, in the game, you are going to be building a lot of things, so of course you need materials. One of those materials though is the queen bee. You need it for like 3 or 4 different builds, and when I first started out I caught one and I wanted some money in the game, so I sold it because at that time I had no use for it. Little did I know, in like 2 to 3 days later in the game I needed it for the items to build. So it's kind of hard to find the queen bee. If you see a queen bee, definitely catch it and hold on to that queen bee because you need it for those 3 to 4 builds, and I'm still struggling to get one. Number 3, there are these berries around Azoria and they don't take any energy at all to clip them. So pick them every time you see them. Pick them non-stop. You can then cook them on a fire that you get very early in the game. I think you get it on day 1. And once you cook it, it will give you food to use as energy, which you will need in the mines later on in the game. But you can also sell these. So this is an easy way to make money in the beginning. I don't know that it's the best way to make money, but it's the way that I've been doing it, and I'm pretty well off on money for now. So constantly collect them, and then when the season changes, the berry's name will change, and in summer it's blueberries, but you're gonna start in the spring and it's these little red berries. I forgot what they were called at this moment, but you'll see them on the screen. I'm telling you, they are everywhere, easy to get, doesn't take any energy. Keep them, stockpile them, and sell them every single day. And that brings me to the next point, selling items. So the game does limit you to the amount of items you can sell per day. So make sure you're selling as many items as you can every single day. There's a market in the town center, and you can only sell like 8 times 4 items, I believe it is. And sorry, I'm doing this off of memory. I'm not looking at the game like you guys are, but there's only a few spaces. So you want to sell those every single day, fill it up. Anything you have, even if it's something that's not worth much, sell it. Like the berries, the cooked berries that I was telling you about, sell them every single day so that at least you're making some kind of money. Because I wasn't doing that in the game in the beginning, and then I missed out on all that money I could have easily been getting. That brings me to my next point, which is you're going to be required to grow some flowers in the game some point early on, and you'll learn how to do that. But typically the flowers, I've noticed, you can pick them and the plant will stay. I think once or twice the plant disappeared and I had to replant it, but every day you can pick the flower and then you can stockpile on those flowers. There are some DIY recipes or just items that you can build that require the flowers. I haven't actually found those in the game yet. I'm probably not looking hard enough, but that means I had a stockpile of the flowers and they are worth a decent amount of money, more than the berries. So that's kind of like a passive income as well. So if you have a bunch of extra flowers, sell them. You can get more. You can get tons of flowers. Sell them. Which brings me straight into the next point. Your storage is completely unlimited, which is amazing, you guys. Like, why can't we have that in every game? It's unlimited. You will also end up with 4 farms throughout the story. So there is going to be a ton of content, I'm telling you. Like, in order to unlock 4 farms, I know it sounds like a lot of work, but it's going to keep you busy. This game is expensive. We all know that, but there is a ton to do and I'm super excited about that. But just note that yes, you have tons of farms that you're going to unlock. 4 farms, that's a lot. The next tip is the 2 different versions of the game. At first, when this game was announced, there was only one version and they realized that it is too expensive for a lot of players, especially when they don't have this huge following like Animal Crossing or Mario already has. So they realized they needed to make a cheaper version. That cheaper version is called the Standard Edition, and it's just the base game, which is still a ton of content, you guys. There's a lot of stuff. But in the deluxe game, the difference is that you will get the official soundtrack, which is not a big deal. It's on Spotify and YouTube. The biggest difference is that you will get the 2 content packs, which are DLCs that will be released in December, and I believe the other one is by June 2024. So those DLCs, it is not known if you can purchase these later on. I'm sure that they might make that available. I don't see why they wouldn't, but there is a chance that they would not. And you would miss out on extra NPCs, more storylines, and more magic. Of course, none of us are exactly sure what that means, but I don't want to miss out. I have FOMO. Next up, the game days go by very quickly, so you don't want to waste your time. If you walk away from your computer or your Switch, pull up a menu so that the game says that it's paused on the top right. And that way you're not wasting your days away, because there are certain things that are limited to each season that you're in, and there's no time traveling. So one day in Fae Farm is about 18 minutes. That's not very long when you have to water all of your plants and you have to pet all your animals. But the devs have actually said that nothing bad is going to happen if you don't pet your animals every single day. Nothing bad's going to happen. So that's a huge perk, because it can get very time consuming if you have a ton of farm animals that you need to pet every day and brush them and feed. As long as you have grass in your yard where the pets roam, they will eat that and you don't have to feed them. Super low maintenance, guys, and no pressure here on Fae Farm. Once you unlock these saltwater mines, there will be these seals that you can place to seal that door open. So that way you can get one for every single level. It is pretty grindy at first, but it is definitely worth it. Once you get those in, something that I didn't even realize was that you can use those. You just press X on the Switch to use those little seals, and you can teleport between each level where you have a seal placed. But you do have to place the seals in order from the beginning to the end. It's grindy, but it's worth it. And to piggyback on top of that, there are some teleportation places around Azoria, which also take seals, a specific kind of seal to use. But once you get those seals placed in each location, you can teleport around the island for easier travel. So do that as soon as possible because it will greatly enhance your time spent running around this huge land of Azoria. My next tip is to build the gardening bench as soon as you can. The reason why is that you can farm and collect your crops and then take those crops, say turnips for example, take them to the gardening bench and then turn them back into seeds. And then you can plant more and you can get more, and that way you're not having to buy seeds over and over and over. Way more efficient to make it yourself. Another tip I have is as soon as you unlock the contracts and the job contracts and the shipping contracts, do them as much as you can. The shipping contracts, you can only do one every 6 days, so that will earn you money. The shipping contracts, pick the one that pays the most that you are capable of doing, and if you're not capable of doing the one that pays the most, just pick one of them just to get some income, because it's hard to get money at the beginning of the game and you're going to want it for different things around Azoria. And then with the job contracts that you get from different NPCs around the island, if you do them all in the list, you will eventually unlock an outfit to go with their type of career, and you can scroll through the tabs to see which outfit that is. But each individual quest will also give you some type of reward as well, so it is worth it. And another tip that I know I have a lot of tips for you guys, so another tip that I have is when you unlock the magical ability on your attack wand, whatever it is, I can't think of right now because again I don't have the game pulled up right now in front of me. But whenever you unlock your magical ability, the game will teach you can attack things with it, but it does not mention that you can attack this black cloudiness that is around the island. You can use that vortex spell to attack that black stuff that you can't walk through and clear it out of the way. I didn't even know that. The game does eventually teach you, but it's like, for me, it was like way too late that they taught me that. Like, come on. I should have been knowing that a long time ago, like when I unlocked the spell. So definitely when you see those black clouds that you can't walk in and you can't get around it and they're making like a big whirring sound, attack those and boom, they're gone. You will use your energy, you will use mana, so you can't do them all in one day, but just do them a little by little, and eventually your entire Azoria will be clear. And my last tip is that at the end of each season, be careful what you have planted and pay attention, because they will spoil at the end of the season if they are not meant to be in that season. This might be common sense if you are a normal farming game everyday player, but I am not. But I do love this game. But I lost a ton of my veggies that I spent good money on at the end of spring, and they spoiled in summer. So that was a bummer. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you found any of these tips to be helpful, and happy farming! Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one.